Naturally beautiful hair care. Hi, this is Jessica Marshall of Naturally Beautiful Hair Care and official Microlock brand. I hold the trademark under the U.S. Patent and Trademark Attorney's Office for the United States on the instruction of Microlocks. It is a separate thing from Sisterlocks, and I want to make sure that people know that Microlocks are not this synonymous with Sisterlocks. It's not a term that's used to say Sisterlocks. I've been using the term since about 2008 to describe my small micro interwoven locks that were not started under the Sisterlock brand. I had my no Sisterlock tool has ever touched my hair, and has never been used to maintain any sessions of retightnings for me. I started to formulate my business and my company using different interlocking tools. I've used the Nappy Lock tool, and I've also have a tool of my own that'll be available in the market shortly. I do want to make note that I've been seeing some information out there, and I wanted to clear it up. Sisterlock's company has been a very visual part of the small locks, and I give a lot of credit, and my original websites gave a lot of credit. I wanted to make sure that people knew that I was not going to be installing your Sisterlocks. I will be installing what I term Microlocs. It's a term that I include any micro-sized locks. We're not limited to the same structure and criteria as the Sisterlock company. I wanted to let you know that there are some subtle differences, that I have over half of my clients are former Sisterlock clients. I'm in New York, Brooklyn, New York, and I have clients that span many states nationally that come to me. They're not just coming to me from other New York Sisterlocticians. Some come with me with a bag full of locks that are broken off. Some come, with various things. I noticed that when I was attempting to address these situations, that a lot of their locks were a little bit puffier and fluffier. Their ends were sometimes fatter, and I saw some inconsistencies in a lot of their locks throughout. Inconsistencies meaning inconsistencies from each lock to each lock, and also from the length of the lock, where it should be the same exact size. I noticed some were thinner. That led me to think that it could possibly be maybe the tension from the tool. Perhaps the tool doesn't allow it to get as tight as the tools that I've been using or other people have been using, and so that allowed there to be a fray in the lock. When there's a rope that's frayed, similarly, the rope will snap. That's the weakest point. We don't want weak points in our locks if we want to maintain our locks. I think that that's just a general thing that I aim for with my clients, with my own hair. I noticed that, so I noticed when I used my tools, they were a little bit tighter and a little more braid-like. You can act seasoned. You're probably better off, and I'm going to be honest with you, because of the brand's strong hold on some people. You might want to ask people who used to maybe be a part of the brand, or who maybe have a little more open mind, to give you some realistic comparisons. But in asking my mentors and asking people who have been in the industry since the beginning of the brand of Sisterlock, so you're talking about 20 years or so of observation, of practice and research, have concurred with what I'm saying. Not every Sisterlock is going to do that, but I want people to be aware that if you're brand loyal, you will be limited. Sisterlocticians cannot call their locks Sisterlocks if they do not use a Sisterlock tool. I know as a distributor of the Nappy Lock tool that I distributed plenty of Nappy Lock tools to Sisterlocticians who use those tools on their clients, and they may or may not tell them. So the Sisterlocks is not a default to small locks. Sisterlocks is a very popular and successful brand of small locks. However, if you don't go that route, and you want to go maybe the Microlock route, or call it another Nappy Lock route, or just say mini lock, whatever term you're going to use, know that It's okay. You can be very different from Sisterlocks. You're not by default Sisterlocks. So the videos that I've been seeing saying they're the same thing, they're not necessarily the same thing, but Microlocs approach is that we are inclusive, we are not divisive. So if you want to call your Sisterlocks part of the Microlocs generic term, understand that you're still brand loyal to Sisterlocks. They're not. You have to kind of figure out if you're gonna call them Sisterlocks, you're probably better off just calling them Sisterlocks. But if you're not using a Sisterlock tool and you want to call them something else, then that's a different story. As I get further into my instructional, certified, and official Microlock branding technique, you may notice that there's even a difference between that and what people call Microlocs. Anybody can do hair. Anybody can say. They do hair great, but I think that there are many systems that are out there, and there are other systems, and we have a system that is out there, and that it's not the same as a Sisterlock system in essence. It's correct to say that the technique is very similar, but it's not identical. So you're not going to get identical results from two things that are not identical. Not identical tools. We probably may not use identical parting grid, or we may. It all depends. And the skill of the loctician may be different in what they're trained on, focusing on. So I want to just put that information out there. I may have forgotten some points with the pregnancy brain, but I do want to put that out there. I will continue to call my hair Microlocs. I continue to distinguish it. If I was a part of the Sisterlock company, then I would call them Sisterlocks, but they're not. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.